Oi, 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 what's good, everybody? It's your mate, Matt Diazabal, doing some more album reviews. Thanks for coming on by. Today, I am checking out this band called The Chisel with their album, What a Nightmare. The Chisel is an oi punk band based out of, I think, London, England, and they started back in the year 2020. I discovered them last year, 2023, through the podcast Hard Lore. They were talking about that band a lot. I was like, who's this band, The Chisel? And I reviewed their last album on my channel here called Retaliation. I thought it was an all right record, and it filled the void of punk music. And I guess maybe I'm not the biggest into punk, but my biases aside and everything, I thought it was an all right album for what it was doing as a reviewer. But this time around with this latest album, What a Nightmare, I gotta say, life is a nightmare. The Chisel knows that, but no matter what, they've got your back with supporting you with these really wonderful and very uplifting songs. And so I gotta say, overall, this is probably a little bit of a better, more focused album than their last album, personally, because these British punks are here to kick in the teeth of anyone who's gonna oppress you, abuse you, or just get in the way of your life. And they're just gonna help you get back up when your day feels really crappy and you just feel down. The boys in the Chisel, they have your back. If you are a down and out person, they got you. And that's a really fantastic message that they're getting across this whole album. Compared to their last album, Retaliation, and this one, I feel like they've added a little bit more grittiness, some more rawness to their sound. And so with that, like I said earlier, it's a bit focused, and it just has a more of a real raw sound to it that sounds wonderful. The one thing that is really consistent about the Chisel, especially with this album, is that the lyrics are super powerful and just, they just feel more relatable. And just not saying that they weren't relatable on the last, but they are just well written on this album for sure. Whether they're talking about not being swindled by people on the song No Gimmicks, or living your life to your own standards and not what others have to say you have to do with Live For Yourself, or just trying to get through the day and not have to face another world war while giant corporations steal the earth and just take things away from you on the song Tomorrow. The lyrics on here are very deep, profound, and super relatable, and just give a nice middle finger to those who are trying to bring you down. So I want to play a clip of No Gimmicks for you so you get a sense of just that, how relatable these lyrics are. Boy, very nice. These political and socially charged songs are backed by ripping riffs, really deep and catchy bass playing, tight and popping drums, and very rage-inducing vocals. The band as a whole has just a very aggressive and very raw feeling on this album, especially on the songs like Nice to Meet Ya, Uckum, and Tomorrow. They just sound so raw and just pissed, and I love it. So I want to play a clip of Uckum for you. Yeah, F them. The style of punk they're playing here sounds always really good, and most importantly, it never feels boring. Even take some chances with their sound by, making things a little bit more mild or incorporating some different elements to their songs, like on Lying Little Rat and Lying Little Rat Propaganda and Those Days. Even though the songs are a little bit slower, they still have a nice classic punk feel to them. No matter what they're doing on this album or the music they're making, it really lines up with the punk, not aesthetic, but punk ethos and everything. So I want to play a clip of Those Days for you so you get a sense of how they switch up their style a little bit. It's a bit slower, but you can still feel that punk undertone. Overall, the guitar playing on here is really good, and I like that they kind of switch things up and kind of go with a more of a high-pitched guitar sound on the song Cry Your Eyes Out. It helps mix things up a little bit, so, you know, like I said, nothing on here feels boring. I don't know what it is about the guitars. They have like a really cool stringy feel to it that just feels very punk, and, you know, just makes you want to like dance and mosh at a show. So I really like that feeling they can create here. The bass playing here is really nice and thick and is doing a really good job of like matching I guess the drums energy and tone, especially on the songs Nice to Meet You and Bloodsucker. The combination of the drums and the bass are really impressive and just show like how tapped in and more focused this record is. The drumming on this album is very punk, you know, that very fast, erratic kind of playing, like on the song No Gimmicks. But I will say sometimes they get a little bit too, I won't say punky, but they get a little bit sloppy, like on the songs Cuts Like a Knife. It's not anything too bad, but it's a noticeable difference. And I could say if the drums were a little bit tighter here and there, they would have been a little bit more impressive. Vocals, very raw, and I think that rawness is coming from the fact that the lyrics are very personal, very relatable, so he's really literally letting out his anger as he's frustrated with the world and everything, and so you're getting a really pure vocal style here that, you know, when you're at a show, everyone wants to sing to because it's super relatable. Everyone wants to get on the mic and just, you can easily sing to it because the lyrics are pretty easy to go along, like not easy to go along to, but easy to sing along to. On Live For Myself or Uckham, you can really sing along to those songs nicely. And I do like that they bring some nice gang vocals on the songs like Evil by Evil and What I See to help give some variation to the album. And like I said, the album never feels boring. They never really feel too redundant because they're always at the right moment, switching things up just right, just at the right time. Production wise, I feel like there's no real issues with this album. Everything sounds really good. I will say they add some decent effects like on What Do You Mean to make the song feel like, I want to say like a throwback to like 80s punk sound, and it's pretty cool like what they do there. I gotta say that, you know, the Chisel are chiseling out their own little world in the punk world, and they're doing a good job of it by making very relatable and profound songs that have great lyrics, really fun and interesting I guess music parts in terms of like guitars, drums, bass playing. Nothing really sounds too boring on here. There's not too much redundancy. If anything, there's some like maybe some playing issues, but overall it's a really good album compared to like what I first heard from them. And this, it's a step above for sure. So I would say this latest album from the Chisel is a good and solid 8 out of 10. Links down below. Tell me what you think about this album. Suggest any other bands, punk bands more specifically. I'm trying to get more into punk. But yeah, like always, like, subscribe, and comment, and see you in the pit.